You get into situations where, okay, you got a young man like Sebeski. I mean, yes, I could take his scholarship, but we'd really like to keep him on scholarship because he's earned it. And it's certainly within our rules. When a walk-on earns a scholarship, it's not necessarily for the rest of his career. It's something we evaluate every year. But you're talking about a guy that's been a starter for us, a great producer. Another guy like C.J. Davidson is a young man that we think is going to be a great player these next 2 years. And you'd like to keep a guy like that on scholarship. So you get into those type of situations. But we've had a little bit of attrition, and we're okay right now. And we'll see where it goes, as we move forward. And there's always a guy or two once you go through spring ball that sometimes a guy will come to you and say, hey, coach, I want to graduate, or I want to transfer somewhere where I would get more playing time. Those are things that we don't ever know. Just like last year, I had no idea that Morgan Roberts was going to transfer out of here. So you always have a situation like that. But numbers-wise, we're in good shape, and we're almost finished with this class. There's 2 or 3 guys out there that we're still, kind of working hard on, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully they'll want to come be a part of what we're doing here, but if not, we're in good shape.
First off, is there no one right now that is looking at the transfer? And then also, this is the first year where 3 underclassmen have declared in the NFL, but like you said the other day on radio, that pool just gets bigger and bigger each year. Are you surprised at how that's exploded?
As far as juniors coming out?
The juniors coming out.
Nationally? No, it's just, it's, everybody's convinced they're going to be a first rounder. And unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of those guys that don't get drafted at all. Or several of those guys that think they're 3rd round and they're going 7th round. That's the sad part of the business, but that's just the way it is. And we're no different than any other place. Most of our guys have stayed for the majority of their time. You've had a few guys here and there, but this is probably, I think it's the first time we've never had this many juniors leave. 3 for sure, maybe 4. Sammy is a guy that has to go. I think the other guys really had decisions that they need to think strongly on. And you look at Dwayne Allen a couple years ago. Dwayne went in the 3rd round. He's a first-round talent, but he was ready. He felt like he was ready for the next challenge and ready to move on. And you know what? Hey, listen, that's each guy's individual decision. And again, you try to inform them, make sure they understand all the parts of that decision, and then you move on. I'm proud of the guys that we've got that are coming out this year. Listen, Breland has. I'm so proud of that guy. He was a great freshman for us. Really struggled as a sophomore, on and off the field, and man, he was incredibly consistent and played with great confidence and toughness, and really became a leader for us this year. Really did a good job of providing leadership on that back end, and quietly had a great year. I'm excited for him. It's what he feels like he needs to do, and I hope that he'll be drafted as high as he possibly can and maximize that opportunity. Same thing with Martavis. I think we all know Martavis has kind of gone through a little bit of a transformation as well, and I'm really proud of him because since last January, I have not had one issue with him. Not one. Not since we got back from the Chick-fil-A Bowl, and he was waiting on me in my office because I really didn't. I didn't really want him back. And he sat in there, and we had a great conversation. And the best thing that happened to him was having to sit at home. And he committed. For the first time, he really made a great commitment, and it was consistent. All spring, all summer, and the off season, all through fall camp and meetings, the whole deal. And because you knew that he had the ability to really be a special player. And it's great to see him have a great year this year, and I don't have any doubt that somebody's going to get an outstanding young talent with Martavis. And then obviously Sammy is somebody who doesn't take him in the top 10, then that's crazy. He is a special, 1 in a million kind of guy. And Vic, we'll see what he does, but I'm proud of all those guys. But I think, anytime you got guys being drafted out of your program, if you just go in here in my office and you look on that wall of all the guys that have made a team just since, we've been in place here with our staff, it's pretty impressive. The guys that have made a practice squad or made the team or whatever, that's what it's all about. And I think guys are sticking because they're leaving here prepared and ready, not just for football, but they got a lot of tools that help them make it.
Coach, every year the ACC coaches, yourself included, talk about how one team needs to step up and really represent the conference. Florida State did that this year. How much is that going to improve the ACC's perception in the national eyes, do you think? And is it closing the gap a little bit?
Well, somebody had to break the streak, and so it was great that the ACC got it done. And I think we can all take pride in that, just like the SEC has always taken pride in whoever's won the national championship, kind of deal. And I think that it's great that this conference stepped up and got it done. The SEC is a great conference. I mean, a tremendous conference. We don't try to say we're better than anybody or anything like that. We've just always maintained that we're as good as anybody out there. And so it's good to see a couple of teams emerge as kind of dominant teams, and we need that in this conference, and hopefully we'll have a couple more. The SEC, that's what they've done. They have consistently over the last decade, had 1, 2, 3 teams that were really, really good, and nationally relevant, and that's what we need with this conference, especially as we move into the college football playoff scenarios. And we want to be on that scene from a conference standpoint and from a Clemson standpoint. So we got a lot of work to do. But hey, I'm proud of Florida State. I've text back and forth with Jimbo and congratulating him, and they've done a fantastic job down there. We know very well what kind of team they have, and it's good to have the national championship back in this conference. And we want our turn. So again, we're going to keep trying to get to the top of that mountain. We came a little short this year, and we're going to see if we can make up the difference.
I'm sure we're going to talk to Vic a little bit later. Do you have any recommendation for him?
We've talked about all that kind of stuff. I've given him all of my opinions and answered his questions and information, and the pros and cons. We've talked through all that. It's just a matter of him making a decision.
How much of Taj, Sammy, and Chad Morris, what those three have accomplished the last 3 years, what will you remember about the 3 seasons with them in the offense? It's been a great accomplishment. That's one of the things when Chad was coming here, he didn't know who any of those guys were. And I said, we got this guy named Nuke Hopkins here. I got this guy named Dwayne Allen. I got a pretty good running back named Andre Ellington. We got some pretty good young offensive linemen that you're going to like here. I got a guy named Sammy Watkins committed that's down in Florida. A guy named Sharon Peak and Adam Humphreys. And I remember having those comments. He didn't know who any of those guys were. He was just fired up to come in here and get started with a new challenge. And it's been fun. It's been fun to watch it all come to fruition. Kind of the vision, if you will, happen. And it's exciting. I'm proud of the leadership that we've had at quarterback from Taj. I mean, he has been special in every regard. Has handled his success and adversity very well. And again, as we've said many times, it has set the standard for this position. But it's been a lot of fun. But listen, we're just scratching the surface for what we want to do here.
With Martinez and Sammy gone and Sharon Wilmington, do you see the wide receiver position being really wide open in spring, especially with new enrollees coming in?
Well, I think Mike Williams is a guy that is going to be a special player. He's going to be a very special player. And Adam Humphreys coming back. I think we all are very confident in what he can do for us. Jamon Hopper got good experience this year. He's going to continue to get better. And then Sharon will be ready to roll. He's going to be chomping at the bit to get back out there, and I'm excited about his opportunities. But you got 3 freshman receivers here, 3 mid-years. So Kyron Priester, Artavis, and Damari Kitt. So you got 3 guys rolling in here that are all highly touted, very talented, and it's going to be a lot of fun out there this spring. So the competition is wide open. I think outside of a couple guys that I think we feel like are you can count on being penciled in. it's going to be very, very competitive, just like the quarterback position. So it's going to be fun.
How much carryover was there from the LSU win to this year, and how much do you expect this win over the Orange Bowl will carry over to 2014?
Well, I mean, it was good momentum for us and all that, but I mean, whether you